If you're struggling with your productivity, your performance, and generally feel you really don't have any time, trust me, I've been there and I feel you. We are in this era of productivity porn where someone will tell you that you should be doing something for every hour, every minute, and every second of your day. And we are constantly sold this narrative that we always have to be busy. And often that can lead us to be feeling stressed, anxious, and constantly overwhelmed and constantly overstimulated. Over the last couple of years, I've picked up some tricks and tips that have helped me to manage my time more effectively so that I can use it to do the things and live the life that I love. So hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're an OG, thank you so much for always supporting me to create these videos for you every single week. Really quickly, I'm going to ask you if you could please press the like and subscribe button because this is a new channel and it would really mean the world to me. So today I'm going to be talking about my key time management tips so that by the end of this video, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling that you can't manage your time properly, it will help you to implement some things that are small and easy. So my first tip is naturally set yourself a monthly goal. A lot of the time, a lot of us look at our plans and we focus it on the year. What do I want to achieve at the end of the year? What do I want to achieve by the time I'm 30? What do I want to achieve by the time I'm 40? If you watch my video around the expectations of turning 30, you'll know I had these grand plans by the time that I turned 30 that I'd have a house, that I'd have kids, that I'd have a husband. Joke's on me because none of that happened. But now I've learned, and you'll know this because I created, God, why do things have to be so stiff? My performance planner. And my performance planner is my product, and I'm going to be going through it in this video because it's really a simple structure to help you save time and to allow you to actually make the most of your time. Now, you do not have to buy this product. I'm actually going to tell you everything that I do and everything that is in this planner. So this is not a sales pitch. I'm just using the structure to help you because I know that it works. So the first one is to set yourself a monthly goal. Often we feel overwhelmed because we don't have very many clear goals. We're so busy focusing on the big picture goal that we forget to actually break it down month by month. Now, every month I set myself a target for 4 key areas of my life: my career, my health, my relationships, and my hobbies. And I just put one thing in each of those things. Sometimes it's 2, and sometimes they're completely unbalanced. There are some months where I really need to focus on my career, and there are some months where I really need to focus on my health, and there are some months where I'm going to give all my priority to my relationships because I've been neglecting them. And there are some months where I'm like, well, you know what? I want to take up a new hobby. But often at the moment, I'm going to be completely honest, my hobbies are related to my work. So one of the hobbies that I've been liking to do is learn how to make better YouTube videos. I hope that with making more and more, I'm going to get better at them. But I've actually been watching so many videos on how to make better YouTube videos, how to make better thumbnails, how to make better titles, how to script better, everything involved in that. Because if I'm honest, it kind of is really a hobby at the moment. It's obviously my business, but what I mean is I actually do enjoy it. So I have to kind of treat it as my hobby because I don't really have time to learn how to do anything else at the moment, if I'm completely honest. So tip number 1 is create a monthly goal. Now there is a page in the performance planner, which I'm going to show you, that shows you there's a box to put your monthly goals in. Write your big picture goals for that month. So for example, if I want to lose 5 kgs in a month, that's a lot to lose, by the way, I'm just giving an example. If you want to lose 5 kgs in a month, put that in this top box and write, I want to lose 5 kgs. If you then see the box below, it's where you break down your goals even further. Now, this is my second hack to saving time because a lot of the time we see a monthly goal and we don't know when the hell we're actually going to do it. So in the planner, you've got week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, and you can actually break down your goal and time exactly when you're going to do it. It is super important to do this to not feel overwhelmed. It's super important to do this so that it's easy for you to open up your planner and see, or open up your notebook or whatever it is, and see exactly what you need to achieve that week, because those are the tasks that are going to allow you to hit that target. And when you hit that target, you're actually going to feel more empowered, more confident, and you're going to ultimately lead to more success. So making it this easy for yourself just means you're saving so much time on thinking. It's actually just written for you. It's super manageable, it's super easy, and it's just something you need to follow blindly. Now, another thing I want to talk about, and if you flip to the next page, it's all around your daily goals. And here there is a common misconception, which is tip number 3, is focus on one thing at a time. Multitasking, as much as we want to believe we're all experts at it, trust me, I have been arrogant enough to believe that I'm the ultimate multitasker, which I am not. multitasking does not work. Now, you can do multitasking. For example, when I'm traveling, I will upload things onto TikTok, or I will upload things onto YouTube Shorts, or I will write captions. That's kind of like stacking. I wouldn't say it's multitasking because I'm not necessarily doing two things at once. But let's say I'm trying to have a conversation with you and I'm also trying to type a text message to my friend, or let's just say I'm trying to have dinner with you, but I'm actually trying to connect with someone online. You can't do two things at once. You need to give your undivided attention to one thing. And I have been really terrible at multitasking because when I had my corporate job, I actually had to multitask with my podcast to get things done. So when I quit full time, it was really difficult for me to focus on one particular task. And that links to my next point, which is all around time blocking. Now, in the planner, I've made it super simple for you to time block because there's a time column and then there's a task column. So you assign a task to a particular time and make sure you focus on that task for that time. Now, this could be 20 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be 2 hours. I generally work in half an hour blocks or 1 hour blocks. The half an hour blocks are things that I need to do around admin, and the 1 hour blocks are really focused time for me to focus on scripting, for me to focus on writing questions, for me to focus on my coaching. Those are 1 hour blocks for me. The half an hour blocks work really, really well for me because I actually have a very short attention span. So when I'm doing something for half an hour, I then give myself a 5-minute break until I then move on to my next half an hour. And that works way better for me than trying to work for 1 hour in a row. Now, there's some people who I'm coaching and they love to work in 2 hour blocks, and that works for them. So here it's really important to find what works for you. And this will be a testing situation. Test it out, assign a time, figure it out. Does it work? Does it not work? And adjust. The first couple of times you do this, it might be out, but don't worry. Just be really consistent with it and make sure that you're doing what works for you. Don't listen to what works for me. Don't listen to what works for someone else. Figure out how you like to enjoy spending your time, and figure out actually where you're spending your time. And this is where this page of the performance planner is really, really helpful. Now, this is a weekly calendar. This is actually the time before. And this is actually the page before. And what I do with this weekly planner is actually put my milestones in so I know where I'm spending my time. A lot of us don't know where our time goes. And that's because we actually don't know every single thing down. So this page is really great at me really high level looking at when am I going to be in the office? When am I going to be in the studio? When do I actually have to go home? When am I going to go to the gym? And I write these things down in here as an example so that I can see my week in overview and I can see where I'm actually spending my time. I did this recently with one of my coaching clients and they realized that they were actually out 5 times a week. So when they were telling me, I don't know where all my time is going, they were actually going to dinners, they were going to PR events, they were going to loads and loads of screenings and other things that they were invited to. And that's where their time is going. And often we can miss this. When you look at your calendar in the week, you can't necessarily see all of the things that are in there because there's so many activities that people put in their calendar. So what I find with this one is I just put my key milestones in so I know where I'm spending my time and so I can be really conscious about how I'm using it. Now, time blocking is super important. And one of the things that we forget to do in terms of time blocking is schedule in our breaks, our lunches, our walks, and our gym sessions. Like I said, I use that template to see in a week how often I'm going to go to the gym. It allows me to plan and make sure that I'm taking rest days. But also every single day, I will always plan to go for a walk to go and get my coffee. And I will always plan to make sure I have a break in the afternoon. A lot of the time we think taking a break or going for a walk is a waste of time. But it's really important to give your mind that rest, especially if you're working throughout the day. My calendar is really booked down to a T and I make sure I put those times in. So again, I'm not setting myself up to fail. If I'm just putting loads and loads of tasks in, I'm going to be burnt out, I'm going to be exhausted, and I'm not going to be giving myself that time that I need to rest, rejuvenate, and actually create space for me to think of new ideas. So it's super important to make sure you're including your breaks, your times, your walks, your dinners, whatever it is, put everything in your calendar. And if it's not in the calendar, it's not happening. Now, another thing that I've put in this planner that helps me save time is making sure I put some habits in every single day that I'm keeping track of. So they are sleep, self-care, there's an additional habit which I use for meditation actually, or I use to take my vitamins to make sure I'm doing those things. There's something around exercise and there's something around learning. Now, making sure that you've got that space in there and allocating it to the left-hand side of the page is really important to make sure we're making time for the things that we actually need. Sleep is so important, and it's one of the things I neglected for so long. Exercising is really important, and actually in the planner I've just put movement. Even if you can go outside for 10 minutes, just do that. So it's really important to make sure you're giving yourself some time in your day to help keep healthy habits so that in the long term, they save you more time in terms of your energy and in terms of your effectiveness and in terms of your productivity. Now, my last point is it's very easy to get distracted, okay? Trust me, I know this. I am somebody who gets distracted all the time. And one of the ways that I've done that is I keep my phone in another room when I'm focusing on a task. So say if I'm scripting, my phone is in the other room. But another thing that I do is I just put it on Do Not Disturb. And another thing that I do is I move all the distractions out of my way. A nail file, massive distraction. A Coke can, massive distraction. A bag of crisps, massive distraction. I always thought eating my lunch and doing work at the same time was productive. It's absolutely not. It's so distracting and it takes me twice as long. So now I make sure I eat separately. I make sure I take my break separately. I make sure my phone is out of the room. And I make sure that things like, filing my nails or painting my nails or putting my cuticle oil on is away from my desk, because it really is so distracting. And that's where I waste the most time, procrastinating. I procrastinate more than anyone you probably know. And I've made sure that these tips are easy enough to stop me from procrastinating all day, because trust me, sometimes I file my nails down so low that I'm like, where did the time go? I don't know. It's been an hour and I've actually been browsing on a social media platform, or I've been, another thing that I do is I shop on ASOS. So another thing that I make sure that I give myself time to do in the evenings is, if I want to browse on ASOS, I've got some time to do that. If I want to browse online, I've got some time to do that. There's nothing wrong with watching a couple of TikToks, if I'm completely honest. And I do have a bit of an unhealthy habit, is when I brush my teeth, it's my time to watch TikToks. Now, everyone will have their own time where they can take a little bit more of that break. So make sure you're allocating some time to just, scroll, do mindless things like cut your nails or whatever it is. I don't know, mine is filing my nails, painting my nails, putting cuticle on my nails. But it is important to have that time where you're not super productive, because not every moment of your day has to be hyper productive. And that is a lesson I'm still learning for myself. Also, if you did want to buy the planner, you can use the code PLANNER10 to get 10% off your next purchase. But alternatively, if you didn't, you can just write those titles down. I've shown you the pages and you can use your own notebook. So I hope that these habits were helpful for you. I hope that they help you save more time. And I hope that this video has helped you to see how you can actually manage your time and create more time for yourself. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please press subscribe or follow wherever you're watching this. It would really honestly help me so much, because this is a new channel and I'm trying to make loads of effort with it, because I've actually really enjoyed making this video today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day, evening or afternoon, wherever you're watching this, and I will see you very soon.